You find yourself beside a gentle river, its surface smooth and endless, glimmering faintly under a twilight sky. This river is not made of water, but of time itself, flowing, curving, always moving forward. You feel its soft current wrap around your senses, a quiet pulse that carries the stories of moments past and dreams yet to come. As you watch, the river's flow shifts subtly, like the gentle sway of a lullaby that slows and speeds in harmony with the world. You realize that time does not move the same everywhere. It bends and stretches depending on where you are and how fast you travel. Here, near this flowing river, time feels like a whisper, slow and deep, inviting you to breathe along with its rhythm. Far from Earth's familiar grounds, on a planet called Mars, this river takes on a new shape. Its currents ripple differently in the thinner air, beneath the rusty skies. Imagine standing on the red dust of Mars, where gravity is lighter and the sun appears smaller, yet the sky feels vast and open. Here time's river twists gently, flowing in ways that can stretch moments or fold them closer, like soft fabric draped across your lap. This is the secret. Mars keeps the dance between space and time that changes how life ages and moves. Time here does not rush in the same way. It sways and lingers, like the slow pulse of a distant heartbeat. When astronauts and settlers gaze at their watches on this quiet world, they notice subtle differences. Their clocks tick steadily, but the moments they live slip through their fingers with a different grace. Imagine this dance as a gentle tide that pulls and pushes at the edges of your experience. When you walk beneath the pale Martian sun, you are both young and old, all at once, because time itself is flowing differently. Your breath and heartbeat align with a rhythm unique to this place, a rhythm born of cosmic whispers and the delicate balance of gravity. On Earth, time feels steady, measured by the rising and setting sun, by the familiar turning of the seasons. But on Mars the day is longer, almost twice as long, and the year stretches far beyond ours. The river of time here flows with a wider sweep, allowing space for moments to unfold differently, to linger in ways Earth's clock cannot hold. As you settle into this rhythm, you begin to understand the beautiful paradox of time's flow. It is both constant and fluid, a cosmic dance that cradles all existence. You feel your own body pulse in harmony with this unfolding story, every heartbeat a note in the symphony of space and time. The more you listen, the more you sense the threads that connect you to Mars and Earth, to distant stars and galaxies swirling silently in the vastness. Time, you realize, is not just a line stretching endlessly forward, but a living river that carries all of us in its gentle current, sometimes rushing, sometimes still. In this moment of stillness, you sense the profound mystery of aging, not just as years passing by, but as a subtle transformation shaped by the invisible hands of space-time. On Mars, colonists might age differently, their days and nights stitched together by a slower, softer pulse. Life stretches and bends, finding new patterns within the river's flow. You feel the quiet wonder of this, how time can be both familiar and strange, a friend and a mystery. It invites you to rest, to let go of worries about hours and minutes, and simply be present in this flowing now. Each breath you take is part of this great cosmic rhythm, a soft echo of the universe's gentle pulse. With each passing moment, the river of time carries you forward, through silent deserts and starlit skies. It whispers that age is not only measured in numbers, but in the quiet dance between place and experience, between gravity and light. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the river's gentle current wash over you. You are both traveler and witness, drifting slowly through this cosmic stream. Here, in this quiet space between Earth and Mars, you learn to listen to the soft shifting of time, to the delicate balance that shapes all life. The river moves onward, unending and calm, and as you settle deeper into its flow, you sense the questions it carries next about how this dance of time will shape the lives of those who choose to call Mars home, and what it means for the stories they will tell. So you stay beside the river a while longer, breathing in its slow, timeless song, ready to journey onward into the unfolding mysteries of space-time and the fragile beauty of growing older in a new world. You stand beneath the quiet expanse of a Martian sky, where the sun's light filters through thin, dusty air, casting a soft, rust-colored glow. Here, Time itself breathes differently. The day, longer than Earth's familiar rhythm, stretches gently, not hurried, but patient, like a slow melody unfolding. You feel this subtle shift deep in your bones, as if Mars whispers a different pulse to your heart. Imagine the world turning just a bit more slowly, the sun lingering longer on the horizon before dipping down beyond red rocky hills. Your body, accustomed to Earth's steady cadence of 24 hours, now learns to dance with a day lasting nearly 24 hours and 40 minutes. It's a gentle stretching of moments. The seconds elongate, like the shadows creeping softly across the land. As you breathe in the dry Martian air, your mind floats with the knowledge that days here are not just longer, but somehow different in feeling. Time on Mars is not measured only by clocks or calendars, but by the rhythm of light and shadow playing over its rust-stained surface, by the slow drift of dust storms that sweep across plains, carrying whispers of ancient secrets. Your senses adapt, shifting their focus. The rising sun feels less urgent, more a quiet promise that unfolds gradually. Nights here are cooler, longer, and filled with a vastness so deep it invites you to slow your thoughts and open your mind. You begin to notice how your body's internal clock, the circadian rhythm you took for granted on Earth, starts to sway gently with Mars's heartbeat, neither rushed nor entirely in sync, but learning a new song. This new rhythm is a companion, steady yet different, like the slow turning of a great cosmic wheel. You sense that your moments, though measured by the same ticking seconds, now carry a weight and softness unique to this alien world. The passage of time feels more like a river that widens, its flow calm and steady, carrying you along without haste. Within this gentle unfolding, the boundary between what you knew and what you experience blurs. You realize that time is not fixed, but fluid, shaped by the world it moves through. On Mars, every sunrise and sunset is a slow, deliberate dance that pulls you deeper into the landscape's quiet embrace. Your thoughts drift toward the idea of aging, not just the slow passage of years, but the subtle ways your cells and mind might feel this altered time. Will the stretch of hours change the way you perceive your own life's story? Will your heart beat differently in tune with this world's slower rhythm? These questions hover softly in your mind, like the faintest of echoes in a vast canyon. The Martian day's length invites reflection on the nature of time itself, how it can feel swift or slow depending on where you stand in the universe. It nudges you to reconsider the way you measure life, not just by the ticking of a clock, but by the quality of moments, the depth of presence, and the steady unfolding of experience. As you watch the second sunray fold over the jagged horizon, you understand that Mars teaches patience and invitation to embrace a slower pulse without resistance, to find harmony in a rhythm not your own but shared, a heartbeat between you and the silent red planet. This is the beginning of a journey, one where your body, mind and soul adjust, sinking little by little with the grand slow dance of Martian time. Together, you explore the gentle transformation of days, the delicate stretching of hours that rewrite the feeling of now. And just as the light fades softly into Martian dusk, you sense a question rising, delicate and profound. How will this new heartbeat of time shape the story you live here, beneath the vast rusty skies? Imagine a hand, unseen but steady, guiding every moment that passes. This hand is gravity, a silent sculptor, shaping the flow of time itself. On Earth, you live cradled in its firm, familiar grasp. Each breath you take, each heartbeat, marches in rhythm with gravity's steady pulse. Now, picture yourself standing on the rusty plains of Mars. Here, gravity is lighter, a gentle touch rather than Earth's firm hold. It's as if time itself slows its breath, whispering secrets that only the stars and red dust understand. Your body, your cells, your very clocks all begin to dance to a softer, slower rhythm. This difference is not just a feeling but a reality, woven by the fabric of space and time. Gravity influences how fast or slow time moves, bending it ever so slightly like the gentle curve of a riverbank. Your moments stretch, elongate and shift, as if the universe is inviting you to linger a little longer in each heartbeat. Imagine your cells sensing this subtle change, their internal clocks ticking with a new tempo, shaped by a world that holds you differently. Aging here is not just a matter of days or years, but of the unique dance between gravity and time. This invisible force, gravity, becomes a quiet companion on your journey, molding your experience in ways you cannot see, but can deeply feel. And as you begin to understand this tender relationship, you wonder how else does the universe shape the story of your life. You lie quietly beneath a vast velvety sky, scattered with stars that shimmer like tiny lanterns hung in the endless night. The cosmos feels near, like a gentle presence wrapped around you. Here, in this quiet moment, a story unfolds not just of distant galaxies, but of something much closer, something that shapes the very way you experience time and space itself. Imagine time as a gentle river, flowing steadily and predictably. For centuries, that was how we understood it, an unchanging stream that swept all moments forward, alike for everyone and everywhere. But then came a new idea, a whisper that time might be more like a ribbon, flexible and shifting, twisting under invisible hands. This idea came from Albert Einstein, a man who looked deeply into the nature of the universe and saw a truth that changed everything. He told us that time is not the same for everyone. Imagine you are riding a wave on an endless ocean of space-time, a vast fabric woven from both space and time. When you move slowly, the wave feels steady beneath your feet, flowing in a rhythm that matches the familiar tick of a clock. But as you speed up, as you begin to travel closer to the speed of light, the wave begins to stretch and ripple beneath you. Time slows down, becoming a soft lullaby, gentler and slower than you ever imagined. In this cosmic dance, gravity also plays its part. It is like a gentle hand pressing down on the fabric of space-time, bending and curving it, creating valleys and hills that guide the paths of stars and planets. The stronger the gravity, the deeper the curve, and time itself slows down as if resting in a quiet shadow. Near a massive star or a black hole, time can almost pause, stretching out like a lazy afternoon that never quite ends. Now picture yourself drifting slowly through these curves and waves. You are not bound by a rigid clock, but are floating on a soft invisible sea where moments ripple differently depending on where you are and how you move. Your heartbeat, your breath, your thoughts all are touched by this strange and beautiful malleability of time. This is not just a strange fantasy or a distant dream. It is the gentle truth of the universe that allows GPS satellites to guide your steps on Earth and lets the light from stars reach your eyes after traveling millions of years. Einstein's ideas give us a new way to feel the cosmos as a living, breathing fabric that enfolds you softly, inviting you to journey within. As you lie beneath the stars, you realize that time is not a fixed path, but a living thread you weave with every step, every breath. The river you once knew is now a dance, a melody that shifts and sways with your motion and the pull of distant suns. And as you settle into this gentle flow, a new question begins to whisper on the edges of your mind. How does this dance of time change when you leave the earth behind and venture to other worlds? What becomes of your heartbeat's rhythm when you stand on a different planet under unfamiliar skies? The fabric of space-time continues to ripple, inviting you to drift deeper into this cosmic story where every moment stretches and bends, waiting for you to explore the next chapter. Imagine yourself standing on the surface of Mars. The red dust beneath your feet shifts softly with every step, the sky above a pale butterscotch shade, stretched thin by the thin atmosphere. You breathe through your helmet, feeling the steady pulse of your own heartbeat. Here, time feels different, not because the planet's clocks tick another way, but because the universe, in its quiet language, tells a story about time and movement. The story you are now part of. Time is a gentle river, flowing steadily as you know it. But what if I told you this river can slow down, stretch and fold like a delicate silk ribbon when you move closer to the speed of light? This is not science fiction, but a quiet truth whispered by Einstein's theory of relativity, a dance of velocity and time that shapes everything, even us. On Earth we move through time like it's a constant companion, seconds falling evenly, one after another. Yet, as you step into a spacecraft and begin to race forward close to the universe's fastest speed, something magical happens. The steady ticking of your clock, your heartbeat, your breath seems to slow, as if time itself wants you to savor each moment more deeply. This is time dilation. Time dilation is not a trick or an illusion. It is a real physical change in how time passes for different observers moving relative to one another. Imagine two travelers, one on Mars walking gently on its surface, the other speeding through space in a rocket near light speed. The traveler moving faster experiences time more slowly, their moments unfolding in stretched silence compared to the other. But why? How does the universe create this gentle slowing of time? Think of time as woven tightly, with space, together forming a fabric called space-time. When you move rapidly, this fabric bends and stretches around you. Your path through space-time changes, and with it the rhythm of your own time shifts. The faster you go, the more this fabric pulls on your moments, drawing them out like the slow drip of honey from a spoon. Though we do not walk on Mars at light speed, the planet's own slower pace still teaches us about the subtle whispers of time's fluidity. Mars orbits the Sun slightly more slowly than Earth, and its days are just a bit longer, about 24 hours and 39 minutes. This small difference hints at a universe that is never truly fixed, where time bends and flows in quiet waves. As you gaze at the horizon, the soft glow of the distant sun flickers like a steady heartbeat, reminding you that even here, in this silent red world, time is a living thread. Every step you take is a stitch in the vast cosmic fabric, a moment that carries the story of your journey deeper into the unknown. In your mind's eye, imagine the spaceship that carries a traveler racing forward at incredible speeds. For them, minutes may stretch into hours, hours into days, while back on Mars, time moves at its gentle, steady pace. If this traveler returns, younger than their Mars-bound friend, it is not a fantasy, but the delicate truth of time dilation's embrace. This slowing of time is not about aging slower in the way we might think of it, with candles on a birthday cake. It is about the very fabric of existence, bending and twisting as you move, changing the flow of moments, the way memories form and fade. It is the universe's quiet secret, wrapped in light's swift wings. You might wonder how we know this, how we trust such a subtle effect. It is because this phenomenon is not just theory, it has been tested and proven in laboratories and with astronauts. Precise atomic clocks flown on jets and satellites show tiny differences in time's passage, exactly as predicted. GPS satellites orbiting Earth must adjust their clocks because time flows differently for them, or our devices would fail to guide us home. Even here on Mars, astronauts will one day experience these differences, subtle yet profound. As they move around the planet or travel between worlds, the interplay of speed, gravity, and time will shape their experience of life itself. So you stand on Mars, feeling the weight of time as both a constant and a changing rhythm. The universe invites you to slow down with it, to feel the pulse of your own breath lengthening, savoring each second as a gift. Close your eyes and imagine drifting through the cosmos, moving ever closer to light's swift pace. Time stretches, slows and deepens, a lullaby sung by the stars themselves. This is the universe's gentle promise, that even as we move fast, we are invited to savor the quiet moments that make us human. Your journey has just begun, and the dance between time and velocity continues, a soft rhythm waiting to be explored, understood, and embraced. As the red dust settles beneath your feet, the quiet promise of the next discovery whispers softly to you, inviting your mind to wander beyond the stars and into the very nature of time itself. You stand at the edge of time's quiet river, where two worlds flow side by side, Earth's gentle pulse and Mars's whispered rhythm. Here, your body becomes a bridge, a traveler crossing a subtle threshold between familiar and unknown. The sun warms your skin, a familiar touch from Earth, while Mars, distant and red, calls softly with a slower heartbeat. Imagine your senses as ripples in a calm pond spreading wide and slow. On Earth, seconds ripple evenly, steady and sure, the rhythm of your breath, the cadence of footsteps, the familiar dance of day and night. But as you drift farther from this home, time begins to bend, folding like a delicate origami flower. Moments stretch, elongate, then fold back upon themselves. Your mind feels this change first, the gentle slowing, the soft expansion. Each second holds more space, more room to breathe, to feel, to wonder. You become aware of the delicate balance, a dance between the fast and the slow, the near and the far. It is here, suspended between worlds, that you discover a new kind of peace. Imagine standing in a doorway between two rooms, one bathed in the bright, clear light of Earth's day, the other glowing with the soft, distant red of Mars's twilight. You can see both at once, the edges blurring, the colors blending. This is not a place of haste or confusion, but of gentle harmony. Your body, tethered to Earth by memory and habit, yet reaching toward Mars with curiosity and courage, feels the subtle tug of two different timescapes. On Earth, your heartbeat follows the steady drum of life you know, while on Mars, the rhythms slow to a gentle, measured thrum. In this space, time is a river that widens and narrows, sometimes rushing swiftly past, sometimes lingering like morning fog. You float gently, carried by currents you cannot see, yet feel deeply within your bones and breath. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the shift, sense the expansion of seconds, as if each breath you take grows longer, deeper, fuller. The sky above you holds both worlds, stars twinkling quietly, bridging the space between. This is the space of transition, where past and future mingle softly. Your mind drifts to the idea of aging differently, of moments passing not in one steady line, but bending with gravity and speed. You are the traveler between these times, the keeper of the threshold. In the quiet stillness, your thoughts slow to match the rhythm of Mars, allowing you to find calm in the stretch of moments, to dwell in the space where time feels elastic and kind. Here, the universe whispers its secrets, not in haste or command, but in soft, patient song. Your body listens, senses the subtle difference between the two worlds, feeling the gentle tug of gravity, the shift in space and time. You are neither here nor there fully, but both balanced in a delicate dance of existence. As you breathe, you begin to understand the vastness of this journey, not just through space, but through the fabric of time itself. Each heartbeat becomes a quiet marker, reminding you of your place between these two gentle realms. You imagine the years ahead, the days that will fold and unfold differently, how your story will be written in the slow ink of Martian time, yet carried in the fast pulse of Earth's memory. This balance invites you to slow your pace, to move with intention, to cherish each moment as it stretches and compresses. Time here is not an enemy to race against, but a companion that flows with you, softly and steadily. You are learning to move in two rhythms at once, the familiar heartbeat of your home world, and the new, slower song of a distant place. This duality is not a burden, but a gift, offering you a chance to see time not as a line, but as a sea. You can sail gently, navigating currents both fast and slow with grace. In this space, you find a quiet joy, a calmness born from understanding your place in the cosmic dance. The stars above watch silently, timeless and patient, guiding you through this tender journey. You hold the mystery of time lightly, allowing its waves to wash over you, each ripple a gentle reminder of the journey ahead. As night falls softly on both worlds, you feel the subtle shift again, the gentle tug of Earth calling you back, and the soft pull of Mars inviting you forward. Your body, your mind, your soul all straddling this beautiful threshold, between the fast and the slow, the near and the far, finding peace in the quiet space where two timescapes meet. And as you breathe out, your thoughts turn softly to the question, waiting just beyond: how will this gentle dance of time shape the lives you will live among the stars? You lie quietly beneath the rust-colored sky, the faint glow of distant stars casting soft patterns through the thin Martian atmosphere. Here, time feels different, not because it flows faster or slower in some dramatic way, but because your very cells begin to whisper a new rhythm. shaped by the unique dance of gravity and light on this distant world. Imagine your body as a vast city, alive with tiny citizens working tirelessly. Each cell is a clockmaker, ticking with careful precision. On Earth, these rhythms harmonize with familiar cycles: the gentle rise and fall of the sun, the steady pulse of gravity, pressing lightly on your bones, the familiar cadence of your heartbeat in tune with 1,000 natural cues. But on Mars, this symphony subtly shifts. Mars is a planet of slower days a little longer than Earth's, and a gravity that is only about 38% of what you know. These changes ripple through your cells, altering the tempo of their inner clocks. Like a musician adjusting to a new tempo, your cells adapt, syncing their cycles to Mars's unique cadence. This is time felt not in numbers or clocks, but in the very pulse of life itself. Your circadian rhythm, that internal clock guiding sleep, hunger, and alertness, begins its gentle dance with Mars's longer day. As the sun arcs slowly across the salmon sky, your body stretches and contracts, responding to the cues of alien light. The signals that tell your cells when to rest and when to grow stretch out, becoming elongated waves in this new rhythm. Consider the mitochondria, those tiny power plants inside your cells. Their work producing energy to fuel your every thought and movement subtly changes as your body calibrates to Mars's gravity. The reduced weight on your muscles and bones signals a quiet shift in energy demand. Your cells respond, conserving or redirecting resources in ways you might not notice consciously, but that matter deeply over time. Your DNA, the blueprint of life, records this passage not in words but in chemical signals and shifts. Epigenetic markers flicker differently in response to the Martian environment, whispering to your cells about this new world. They tell stories of adaptation and resilience, of quiet negotiation between biology and place. This unfolding dialogue between you and Mars is intimate and profound. It's a lullaby sung softly by your cells, inviting you to grow, to rest, and to thrive under alien skies. You feel a strange comfort in this sinker reminder that life is endlessly flexible, capable of bending and swaying without breaking. In this slow unfolding, you begin to notice subtle changes. Your sleep patterns might stretch out, dreams weaving longer tapestries in the quiet dark. Your appetite shifts, tuned to rhythms that seem both familiar and new. Even your sense of time, how long a moment feels, how quickly a day passes, becomes a personal experience, unfolding gently like the petals of a rare flower. This is not just a physical adaptation but an emotional one. You carry the legacy of Earth inside you, yet you are becoming part of Mars's story too. Your cells hum with a quiet acknowledgement of this blending, a dance of identity between two worlds. As you rest beneath the muted stars, the boundary between body and planet blurs. You are both anchored and adrift, carried by time's gentle tide that flows differently here. This harmony is fragile, yet deeply rooted, a new kind of home, whispered softly in the language of life itself. And as your cells beat their quiet rhythms, you sense the next question rising. How does gravity's gentle pull shape not just your body but the very essence of aging on Mars? The story of time's passage continues deeper, slower, and full of wonder. You awaken to the soft rustle of Martian dawn, the thin atmosphere barely stirring as sunlight spills over dusty plains. Here, the day unfolds slowly, measured not only by your watch but by the very fabric of space itself. Time on Mars is not the steady pulse you knew on Earth. It carries a subtle difference, a quiet shift born from the planet's unique place in the cosmos. Imagine a river flowing smoothly on Earth, steady and predictable. Now picture this river twisting and winding through a strange terrain, sometimes faster, sometimes slower. This is time near Mars, influenced by gravity's gentle pull and the planet's motion around the sun. These effects are tiny, almost imperceptible, yet they quietly shape how moments unfold. As you move through Martian hours, your body's rhythms remain constant, but the universe's clock ticks with a delicate variance. This phenomenon, known as time dilation, is a truth rooted in Einstein's insight. Time is not fixed, but flexible, in intimate dance between speed, gravity, and space. On Mars, gravity is weaker than Earth's, about a third as strong. This subtle difference means that clocks on Mars tick just a bit faster compared to those on Earth, but the change is almost too slight to notice in daily life. Yet, over long stretches, this gentle difference grows, bending the perception of past, present, and future. You begin to sense time as something alive, something to be felt rather than counted. Each moment on Mars stretches and contracts, weaving together your personal experience with the universe's grand design. This blending of scales, the personal and the cosmic, invites a deeper connection to the flow of time itself. As days pass, you carry this quiet understanding with you, that time is not a rigid chain but a flowing melody, one that sounds differently beneath alien skies. Your journey here is as much about listening to this melody as it is about exploring a new world. And as the Martian night descends, you wonder quietly about the journey ahead, how time will continue to shape not only your days, but the lives of those who will call this planet home. You ponder what it means to age, to grow, and to live in a place where time itself seems to bend and stretch. In this reflection, you find a deeper calm, a quiet acceptance of the eternal flow. The gentle unfolding of moments invites you to slow down, to breathe, and to feel time as a softly flowing river, both constant and ever-changing. You lie beneath the vast Martian sky, where the red dust whispers stories older than you can imagine. Here, time is no longer a steady beat, but a gentle dance, a rhythm shaped by the strange embrace of gravity and light. You feel your breath slow, matching the pulse of a planet that moves just a little differently than Earth does. Each second here stretches softly, like warm honey dripping slowly from a spoon. It is as if the very fabric of time unfurls before you, offering space to grow and wonder in ways your earth-bound life never allowed. You begin to realize that aging is not simply about counting days, it is about the moments you hold close, the quiet growth within. The sun rises and sets, but its dance feels extended, as if the sky lingers longer on each shade of crimson and gold. The days here are not rushed, they are spacious, breathing with a calm that soothes your soul. You watch dust storms swirl in the distance, slow-moving giants that trace the invisible lines where time stretches and folds. In this place, time is fluid, bending and folding like a ribbon caught in the breeze. You imagine yourself as a leaf on that ribbon, drifting gently, neither hurried nor stalled, just flowing with the current. The idea of aging shifts from something finite and fearful to something expansive and graceful. Your body feels the subtle difference too. The seconds that pass, the heartbeat steady but soft, they remind you that here, on Mars, you live in a world where time itself invites patience. Aging becomes not a countdown, but a quiet journey inward, where every breath is a step deeper into presence. As you walk across the dusty plains, your footprints imprint softly on the surface, a slow reminder that your time here is both fleeting and eternal. Each step echoes with the gentle certainty that time's flow is not just a measure of years, but a rhythm of life unfolding with tenderness. You imagine the colonists around you, each experiencing this dance of time in their own way. Some may notice the stretching hours in their bones, others in the soft echo of their thoughts. Together you share a silent understanding that growing older on Mars is to live within a new kind of harmony, where time is both a mystery and a comfort. Tonight, as you gaze up at the stars that seem closer than ever, you feel the quiet pulse of the cosmos threading through your very being. Time here is not lost or stolen, it is gifted, a slow melody sung by the universe itself. And in this slow unfolding, you find peace, a gentle acceptance of time's bending, the serene beauty of growth, and the quiet promise of what lies ahead. As you close your eyes, the question lingers softly in your mind: how will this new rhythm of time shape the stories yet to come? You lie quietly, the soft weight of night wrapping around you like a velvet cloak. Your thoughts begin to wander, slipping away from the familiar rhythms of Earth's day and night. Out there, Far beyond your window lies Mars, a planet wrapped in dusty reds and cool blues, waiting patiently for footsteps to grace its surface. You feel yourself drifting closer, stepping softly onto its alien soil, as the story of time itself begins to whisper. Imagine a place where time flows differently, where the heartbeat of seconds and minutes feels like a subtle ripple rather than a steady pulse. On Mars, gravity is lighter, just a fraction of what you know. This gentler pull means the dance of time around the planet plays out with delicate differences. It is here that time begins to bend, might wildly, but enough to invite wonder. You picture a future where explorers, pioneers, and dreamers live beneath protective domes, breathing recycled air, nurturing green gardens blooming beneath the red dust. For them, days stretch longer, and nights deepen with unfamiliar constellations. The rhythm of their lives will not quite mirror yours. You sense that as they move, age, and rest, something subtle shifts beneath their skin, in the cells that count each passing heartbeat. This is time dilation, the quiet stretching and compressing of moments caused by gravity and speed. It is a cosmic secret written into the fabric of the universe, a truth Einstein revealed with gentle clarity. Though subtle here, on Mars it whispers a story about the nature of time itself, how it is not a rigid river, but a flexible ocean, ebbing and flowing with the tides of space. You feel the planet's thin atmosphere brush against your skin, cooler and lighter than Earth's embrace. The sun rises and sets with a familiar yet foreign grace. Mars takes about 24 hours and 39 minutes to spin once, just slightly longer than your home world's day. In this extra time, moments unfold with a delicate difference, a slow dance of light and shadow that shapes the daily lives of those who call Mars home. As you walk across the rusty plains in your mind, the weightlessness reminds you of floating in water, buoyed gently but still anchored. Your thoughts slow to match the planet's pulse. You see explorers sharing stories by the soft glow of lamps inside habitats, their days marked by tasks and discoveries, but shaded by this subtle difference in how time weaves itself. Here, the theory of relativity hums quietly in the background, showing how gravity's pull shapes not only the stars but the seconds of your day. On Earth, time runs just a touch faster than on Mars, though the difference is so small it would take years before it becomes noticeable. For colonists, this means they might age very slightly differently, their bodies and minds moving through time at a unique pace. It's a gentle reminder that time is not the same everywhere. It bends and curves like light through a prism, revealing colors and truths unseen from a single vantage point. On Mars, this bending offers a new perspective on life, aging, and the stories we tell ourselves about the passing of days. Your mind drifts deeper into this quiet truth, the vastness of space folding around the intimate moments of human life. You imagine watching a child grow, their laughter ringing softly in a Martian garden, petals unfurling under artificial sunlight. Each second of joy, each breath of wonder, carries the echo of time's quiet dance, both familiar and strange. Sleep pulls you gently now, the edges of consciousness softening as you ponder the vastness beyond. You know that tomorrow's dawn will bring more questions, more mysteries waiting to unfold. For now, you rest in the gentle pause between worlds where time flows like a slow river, carrying stories waiting to be told. And as your breath deepens, you sense the first threads of another question weaving through the quiet. What happens when you look up and see Earth spinning slowly in the distance, a blue gem caught in the endless night?